Hello. Greetings and welcome. Happy Thanksgiving. If you're in America and celebrating that, I think Canada celebrates it either earlier or later. I forget. But happy Thanksgiving. Happy day to you. Happy day to you if you're not in America. We're going to play some Simic Shifting Woodland Omniscience Combo Deck. If you're not familiar, I'll go through kind of the basics of it, as well as some of the card choices of this specific build. It's been seen more in the Gruul colors or Teamer before, but we're playing pure Simic because we get to use our Philagi Archaeologist and Flare of Denial shell, which is fun. But if you're not familiar with the deck, the goal is to get an Omniscience into the graveyard and then copy it with Shifting Woodland. Notably, it requires Delirium and 4 mana, but the Woodland itself does not have to tap to activate that ability. Once you have an Omniscience, one Karn is a win in and of itself. If you're not familiar, the way it works is even with no other cards in hand, with Karn you can go get Ancestral Statue, which will then bounce the Karn. You can replay the Karn. Don't get Essence Reliquary, which can then return the statue, which can then return the Karn, and then you play the Karn, and you go get the Clock of Omens. Now, with Clock of Omens, statue, and Reliquary, if you're not familiar with Clock of Omens, it's, modern staple. You tap 2 untap artifacts. So you tap itself and statue to untap the Essence Reliquary. The Essence Reliquary then bounces the statue. Statue can bounce Karn. You can go get Reservoir. Now the Reservoir and the statue can untap the Essence Reliquary. You can bounce the statue. And then at that point, once you have Reservoir in play, you bounce this to your hand, you can just play Ancestral Statue over and over again, gaining life and infinitely, and then activating Reservoir for the kill. If you have any other spell in hand, you can just use Karn to go get statue. You can bounce statue, make it bounce itself like 10, 20 times. The last time, bounce the Karn. The Karn can go get the Reservoir, and then you cast the other spell to get the trigger on Reservoir. That technically can be disrupted, right, by removal in response to the trigger from Ancestral Statue, or a few, counter spell, counter spell can interrupt either way, but the Essence Reliquary way means you win without any other cards in hand, and you present that infinite combo, so to speak, to your opponent more quickly, whereas with the Ancestral Statue line, you have to just cast this like 20 times, and your opponent doesn't know whether or not you actually are holding the win. The build had 4 Spell Snare and 4 Consigns. I'm doing a slightly different build. I liken to Flood Maw as a more consistent way to get an instant into the graveyard, and then I'm trying with the Spell Spear, Pierce, and a Gaze, and I'm going to see in the league how these feel, if I wish they were Spell Snares or something else as I'm casting them. The Oracle is a fun tech because it gets to loot on ETB and on die, which means it loots when you sack it to Flare of Denial as well. Because we're trying to get Omnisciences into the graveyard as quickly as possible. We have Flares to interact with opponents. The Lorians act kind of help on both sides of the combo. They can cycle it to get a sorcery in the graveyard and find a land. You can also cast it once you have Omniscience to draw 3 cards, which is nice. Grizzlebrand is just a traverse target that can help you get to the combo if you have a traverse and you can't get Omniscience. Sometimes you just draw cards so that you can then discard Omniscience to hand size and go for the combo on your following turn. We have kind of a mini Karn board here as well. And then, excuse me, Boseju's and Consign to kind of interact with opponents' hate cards. We had an interesting game, match 1, where I ended up having some technical difficulties, so I had to stop the stream, but let's jump in, hopefully get a nice match in here before having to jump off. Silas is here watching with us today. Ready to go. And yes, son. Yeah, you almost slept for an hour. I think this deck, a version of it did decent in a challenge or top 8'd something. I think it'll be fun. We like combo decks. It can go off turn 3, like I said, but it's trying to kind of more consistently go off turn 4. But it has, blockers. If you have Delirium Mom, you can traverse for one of these guys on turn 3, which is nice. Playing against Tickletooth. We rolled a 1. Definitely going second. What do we got here? Double Omniscience wouldn't feel bad if we had one of our looter creatures, which we don't. So a Rumble isn't likely to hit an Omniscience, although it could hit a looter. We still have to find a land, too. I think we'll keep in that we have 12 creatures. Well, I guess the Floggy don't loot. We have 8 looters that we can hit. We're digging for a Hedge Mage. I think we'll keep. This is like a close one. I don't. Maybe we're supposed to mulligan a little more aggressively game 1 when they don't have Graveyard Hate. Yeah, bud. What would you like to say? Don't pawn that. We'll definitely put that in the graveyard. Yeah. I don't know if you can hear him. If you can. He's saying his baby brother is very cute because he's still sleeping. We'll go ahead and... I assume they're going to get like a Pithing Needle or a Tormod's Crypt with this, unfortunately, but... We'll go ahead and rumble here. Get the blue one. I guess there's a corner case. We don't want that. Perfect. We want that one. This gets us up to 3 card types, which is decent. I guess there's a line where... Oh, we can't activate Shifting next turn, but... Oracle means we for sure can get Omniscience in the graveyard next turn, which turns on our Delirium, so we just need to draw into another Traverse or a Shifting Woodlands. Ideally. I can't tell if our opponent is like a slow Broodscale start, a slow Amulet Titan start, or what exactly is going on over here. Not often a deck does nothing until turn 3 in Modern, especially when they kept us 7. Excuse me. Grove. What is this? Eldrazi ramp? It's the Broodscale combo. Okay. So we might only have this turn to go. Wow, we have drawn a lot of those. So play Oracle of Tragedy. Draw, discard. For sure. We hit our Woodland. We unfortunately can't use it this turn. Trying to think if there's any point of playing this out now or just playing. I think I'd just play the tap land and pass. We unfortunately haven't hit any other interaction. Drawing the 3rd Omniscience there was kind of a bad draw. Ideally, if we had hit like a flare, would have been nice. I think we'll just do that. Next turn, even if we have to chump block with the Eldrazi spawn, we'll still be able to activate Woodland. And we want to keep the Lorien to draw 3. We also can cast one of the Omniscience in our hand, which is kind of nice. But if our opponent gets a Tormod's Crypt here, we're out of luck. Although if they're taking a turn off to do that, that's fine. We could also just be dead. Maybe they might just beat us this turn. We'll see. Maybe, I hope. They got 20th Anniversary Eager Cadet. I can't zoom in on it. They got Springleaf Drum. What are we doing? Are they just making a big Kozilek's command here? I guess they could still exile cards with that. Ancient Stirrings. They didn't get the Blood Chief dagger thing. You like that guy? He's a lizard. Of course you like him. You love lizards. His name's the Basking Broodscale. And he is oddly one of the better combo creatures out of this set. Yeah, he's eating a bug. And he's got like a weird mouth coming off of him. Casting the Broodscale. I'm just going to pass. We don't actually have interaction. If I had interaction, I'd probably kill the Fleshraker. Or I guess Broodscale would be the better kill. But they had the Blade. So we're dead, right? Yeah, because they have mana. I'm trying to make sure. Yeah, each time they make a spawn token, it's going to do 1 damage to us. So it doesn't matter that they can't attack with the Broodscale, right? We did have 17. Now we have 16, 20, 20. Now we're going down. Yep, 15. So they're gonna keep doing that until we go down to 0 and we lose. So we're gonna go to the next game. Consigns are obviously pretty good here. We'll bring them in. Spell Snare still hits. I guess just Broodscale. We want these. We want some Haywire Mites. Kyora's a little slow. This one? It's cool? Yeah. We'll take out this land. This guy? This big construct? Yeah, he's pretty cool. He's destroying a whole city. Do we want the Stone Brain? That might be a little too slow. What else do we need here? I guess our flares get marginally worse if we start cutting creatures. We don't want to cut rumbles. I feel like Snare only hits Brood, but at the same time, it does hit Brood, right? So that's pretty good. Cores are just slow in this one. Grizzlebrand's a little slow. Do we ever side him out? I think we do. Let's just go like that. This is just showing this screen again, buddy. We have Devophology, we already have a Karn, and we can hold up Snare after fetching a Hedge Mage, so that's pretty decent. Or go for Phology, but I think we'll just hold up the Snare. So do this. Do that. Opponent has Llanowar Waste. What do they have? Discard? No. Okay. Yes, 19. And we're still at 20, but we're going to go to 19 soon. And I have the Tormod's Crypt. Great. Great, great, great. Ow. Maybe we'll try to go with a fair Karn line here. That's right, we are tied. We'll keep this top because we have double Phology. With that, knowing we have that, maybe I go. I'm gonna try to hold up Soul Snare and go for another Hedge Mage. You gotta tell me once it changes. Well, I appreciate all your input, Silas. I'm glad you're having fun. So we're holding up Spell Snare. Saga is obviously really good from them, although they already have this. Of course they have Saga, right after I say it. No more saying good things for them. What would be great for them is to have all lands in their hand. We would like to Spell Snare that for sure. Go ahead and get our Hedgy Mage again, and maybe if we hit something we can get them to activate this preemptively, but it's not looking like it. I guess we'll play out our Woodland now. No, I wanted blue mana, please. Now we can hold up Flare. Ideally this hits an Omniscience and it causes them to activate this so that then we can maybe reset and do that again. Perfect. We'll take the Lorien. Because Traverse isn't going to be turned on, like they're going to take away our Delirium. Lorien is a more flexible card to keep in our hand. But we've now forced them to have to activate this. Or next turn we can combo. Combo? It means, it's technically short for combination. So, and that means two things or multiple things go together. In this game, a combo means when we get this card and this card in the graveyard, then we use those two cards together and we can win the game with this card in our hand. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's really cool. That's what we're trying to do. It is tied 18-18. You are right. So we're holding up our flare here. And we really want them to cast a spell because flaring puts two types into our graveyard, and Misty is the third. But they didn't. I think we'll still go ahead and this will be our fourth type. We just need to counter one spell and fetch, and we'll have a Delirium. But they're just holding up make a construct, it looks like. I suppose we just go for Karn. We can protect him with a Philology and a Flare. I guess we'll get this. No, we'll get Basic Island. This means they can't combo. Again, I assume they're still just going to get, like, make a construct, go get a Pithing Needle, maybe? Will be their best line. Yeah, buddy. We could... That's right, we're down by 1 point, you're right. Could go get a Might or Needle, but I think we're just going to plus him. Keep him strong. I can't target the constructs, unfortunately. You can, yeah. We're not attacking. We're going to be chump blocking with this or using Flare. Either way, we're happy to get it in the graveyard. We are one Looter or Lucky Philology away from getting Omniscience anyway. Here we go. Here we go. Not sure what our opponent is thinking through. Like, we're not near doing the combo, or we are, but they don't realize how close. What happened, buddy? Is she still sleeping? It's okay. We gotta give her a minute to wake up. Okay, well, they made their construct big enough to kill Philology, which makes sense. Can't activate Haywire, which is nice. Another Urza Saga. So, fortunately, it doesn't look... Okay, we can use our Flare. I think we want to do this... I'm trying to think. He'll go to 3, so he still won't die to a -2. This is weak if they happen to have like a Tormod's Crypt in hand, but I think this is okay. This turns on Delirium. Guess we don't really have a way to get Omniscience to the graveyard and activate Shifting, but we can minus Karn. This makes me wish I had like Snaring Bridge or something. Kind of get out of the sideboard now. Stone Braiden's a little slow. We could just get what, like Flute. I get Might. Kill their Saga and block 1. And then they have their Might though. I kind of have to kill their Might. I could Needle on Haywire Might. Plus play on Philology. Guess we kind of want to play Philology no matter what. So let's start on that and see what we hit. If we hit an Omniscience in the yard, then we're just trying to survive. Wow, no targets. Oracle, Misty, Beseiju. One blocker, so he could take 3/4. So if we go up, that doesn't save him. But it would require him to swing out, which means we can kill the Haywire. I I think I'll get Flute and name Blade, maybe? Costs more to play and then can't activate its ability. Or just Needle it. Let's just Needle it. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what our best line is here. That means I'm being too loud, if that goes all the way to lead. If he's smart, he'll just swing with these two. I can block one and he'll die to the other. If I did Haywire Might, I guess I could have killed their Haywire Might. I don't know. Might have been a better way to do that. He can now Haywire Might this, though. Yeah, I should have dealt with the Might. It's my bad. Not being able to grab this Boseiju or Oracle is disappointing with the Flagi. I mean, his main goal is to just mill a Omniscience anyway. Not really to put the cards in hand, but it would be nice. Opponent has 4 cards in hand. They'll have a Saga trigger next turn. They have their Haywire Might. They're going with 1 ring. Okay. Well, I'm kind of fine with that. They don't have a green mana up. We could win this turn. It's been a couple minutes, yeah. Let's wait a little more. 6 potential mana. Do we just activate the cast this, I guess? Yeah, me too. So I think we play this, just play this out tapped. Next turn, do we have enough to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4? We need to hit a land to go Kiora into Omniscience, unfortunately, or into Shifting Woodland. They could combo. They could use Haywire on Pithing Needle and combo next turn, but hopefully they don't. Although they'll get to draw 3 cards, and they can use this to get Blood Chief on the board. So yeah, we might not make it through this turn. I think I was supposed to grab Haywire Might instead of Pithing Needle. Force him to swing out so I could block Haywire, let Karn die, and still have Haywire in play. Or use it on his Saga. If I'd used it on Saga, he wouldn't be able to cast the ring. Or I could have waited, I could have used it on the ring. Anyways. Some interesting thoughts. I can traverse for a forest, but that doesn't put us up a mana, just up a land that turn. Let's see if they have it. They have enough mana because they can green to kill this, and then they'll have 1, 2. Oh, Broodscale, they'll need 2 more green. So the fact they didn't have another green there means they can't do the Haywire plus. Oh, they don't have to adapt. Never mind. They can just equip. Yeah, bud. It's been a few minutes. You can sit here if you want, or you can ask her again. The constructs are pretty big. I wonder, our opponent is obviously thinking through their turn, their lines here. I don't think so. They could do Broodscale, Haywire Might. 1, 2, 3. They'd have 2 colorless mana left, so they could equip, but they need to have a creature die, and they have to use Haywire before they can equip. So I don't think they actually can do it this turn. So we just need to top deck a land. Oh, okay. So our opponent was taking a while to choose cards to exile. They did the Lorien, Karn, Flare, and other Lorien. I guess we're not jumping. We already have creatures in the graveyard. I guess we're jumping. It doesn't make much of a difference. I don't think it does. Oh, it triggers that. So they have Spawn. They have Haywire. Don't think there's a way for us to win this one. We didn't hit the land anyway. So what we can try to rumble. A really good rumble. We'll put a sorcery back in the graveyard. A little late here, Miss Tragedy. 3 types. And then this will put the 4th type, but we'll only have 3 mana. Unless we draw land. But even if we did, they can just Haywire Might our Shifting Woodland once it becomes Omniscience. Draw discard. Look at that. So we're really close here. Unfortunately, we were like a turn too late. On hitting it. I assume our opponent will just activate the Haywire Might once our Woodland becomes. Nope, they're doing something else. What's going on here? They have another Omniscience. Or Codex Command. I guess on the off chance we were holding an Omniscience, this makes sense because we'll get priority. And we could cast another one, but well played by our opponent. Don't really have a hope here. Well, I suppose unless we do have to see a Broodscale, but I gotta draw. They have 4 cards in hand. They scried and drew a bunch, so I gotta draw 3 more cards. Yeah, I think we can pretty much concede, but I guess we'll see. Hey, Oe, you're up too? So good to see you. Both my boys are here. It's okay, bud. You like this one? Yeah, that guy's a scout. He's looking for things. Because I still have this card too, I mean, we could draw this card off this. We can use Kiora and Shifting in the same turn, I think. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, yeah. I don't know how our opponent would not have a win here. Oh, that makes sense. That's smart. There's the win. Well played, Tickletooth. Hopefully get to show the deck doing better, but we will stop there as my boys are awake and ready to go. And like I said, I'll post hopefully the next 3 matches, and hopefully we can just win them right out and end up having a fun league. Does have some interesting lines and interaction there, trying to set up the combo. And I think maybe we have to be a little more aggressive mulling in game 1 when they likely don't have Graveyard Hate. Hope you're having a great one. Give me a sub if you can. And yeah, have a fantastic day.